Shalom. First and foremost, I want to begin this lesson by giving all praises, glory and honor, which is due unto Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham Kadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders, a great Muslim over well and taught me this truth, and Shalom to the elect of the nation of Israel, the nation, the elect of Yahweh Shai. Okay, and pretty much, you've had different groups talking about hell. They're butchering. They're coming out with that hell doctrine. They're butchering the understanding of hell in the scriptures, because the word hell, I've typed it in here and searched hell, is in the scriptures a number of times, but people don't have the understanding to break down what it's talking about. What it's not talking about, okay, is some Hades type underworld, where there's a guy with a goatee and a pitchfork, all right, and he's coming around and stabbing you in the side for all eternity while you're burning in the pits of fire. That's not what it's talking about. Okay? That goes back to different pagan beliefs. It's nothing to do with the truth of the Bible. Okay? We understand what happens when you die, regardless of whether you're a sinner, which all will come short, regardless of if you're the wicked, regardless of what you are. All spirits go back to the spiritual realm. Okay, the place of judgment is upon the earth, man. All right, and everyone goes back to where the Father is, the angels, the Father. Okay, where Yahweh Bashmiel Shai is. Okay, that's to the heaven. All right, and there you get your judgment. You get judged according to what you've done, and then you come back in the reincarnation, okay, back into the flesh as a newborn babe, and you play out that judgment. Okay, that's the understanding of death. Now, what I wanted to go into, which touched upon that, what I wanted to go into is hell, and I've got this clip of General Patton, who is a general in Esau's, military. He was a prominent general in World War II, and he said something in this speech that he made. Okay. Talking about hell in the form of destruction. Okay? And in fact, let me go on here and type in blue letter and just get Revelation. No, let's type in lake of fire. Yep, let's type in lake of fire. Alright? Because, those Christians get that wrong. Alright? Alright, I think that's cool. So, without further ado, man, let me get... Well, first of all, let's understand what the lake of fire is talking about. So the lake of fire is talking about the destruction. Okay? When you see that land of America, which America is Babylon, okay, the Lord is actually going to flames that land up with thermonuclear destruction, okay, and the lasers from the chariot. So the whole land, according to prophecy, is going to be utterly destroyed. Okay, it's going to be completely on fire. All right. So when you look at it, when you look at a lake, a lake is a large body of water. All right. So imagine that land of America is going to look like a lake, but it's going to be a lake of fire. Okay, because there's going to be so much missiles here in it, so much firepower. Okay. When you see that besom of destruction, you see that. When you look at a thermonuclear destruction, you look at a nuke that comes down, what do you see? You see that wall of fire coming out of it, right? And it almost looks like molten liquoring flames. Well, imagine that's going to be the whole land with multiple missiles, multiple warheads, plus the lasers from the chariots. That land is going to be utterly burned with fire, man, as it is written. And many prophets have seen that, okay? Now, let's go into this clip, and I'll go into the scriptures. Just to the point of what he makes a point here.
Very great lesson. The first 4 hours we passed over a destroyed land, utterly destroyed. You who have not seen it do not know what hell looks like from the top. That's what Germany looks like. That Austria looks like.
Okay. And he's talking about World War II. The enemies of America in World War II was Germany. Okay. So when he's flying back over these lands to come back to give the speech, he's seeing a destroyed land. And I was talking about World War II. Alright, which is in the scriptures. Now let's get a precept on that. Okay, now I was holding Daniel's. Let me get Revelation. Let's get Revelation 11 and 14. The second woe is past, and behold, the third woe cometh quickly. Now, what's that talking about? The second woe, which scriptures mention 3 woes. Okay, woe, 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 by the rest of the trumpets that are yet to sound. When you read Revelation, the 9th chapter, it goes into World War I. Alright, the second woe is talking about World War II. Alright, and then the scripture says what? It's past, and behold, the third woe cometh quickly. So there is going to be a third world war, which really, we're in the build up to it, which when you have when you go to an orchestra, right, you got a build up. You might go to hear a live orchestra. Might be building up the music. They might have the cello playing, and then the drums will come in, then the violins will come in, and then you got the strings coming over the top, the trumpets, all of that. Okay, and it comes together, and ultimately when you hear the piece, it comes to that crescendo. Alright, let me just type in crescendo. The loudest point reached in a gradually increasing sound, the highest point reached in a progressive increase of intensity. So the crescendo of World War III is going to be the thermonuclear war. Okay, when those missiles are shot into different lands, and the main land that's going to be sent over to is the land of America, which is Babylon the Great in the scriptures, which is utterly going to be destroyed, man. It's going to become a lake of fire. Okay, that's what that's talking about. Okay, and that's a third woe. Now the third woe, now the second woe's destruction was already very great. Now the third woe's destruction is going to be so great, nothing can be compared to it, man. The time that is in that crescendo, that time of Jacob's trouble leading up to all of that, okay, is going to be a time like never before. Let's get it. This is Daniel's 12:1, and it says the time of the end. So we know what it's talking about, okay? And World War III, another way that is known, is the war to end all wars, okay? And that's true. Biblically, according to prophecy, there's going to be war no more in pursuant to Isaiah 2. Let's get that as well. Let's hold Isaiah 2, right? Let's hold that. Let's read this. This is Daniel's 12:1. And at that time shall Michael stand up, the great prince, which standeth for the children of thy people. Okay, so who's going to stand up for Israel? Okay, Yahushua is going to come with Michael, who's one of the archangels, man, archangels. And Michael's name means Allah, meaning he is like the power. Okay, he is like God, for you to understand. And what is the Lord? The Lord is a man of war. So Michael's coming to with Yahushua, and the other angels coming to what? Bring destruction, man. They're coming to bring war. Revelation 19 tells you that. It says, and there shall be a time of trouble, such as never was since there was a nation, even to that same time. So this is going to be the heaviest time of all time, man. The time of the end. The end of what? Okay, the end of all this period, and the beginning, okay, of the eternal reign, okay, of the kingdom of Israel, the kingdom of Yahushua. And at that time thy people shall be delivered, every one that shall be found written in the book. Okay, so the ones that are going to be delivered are those that are written in the book of life, which is the elect of the nation of Israel. All right, the rest of our people, okay, the rest of Israel are going to have to partake in that lake of fire. They're going to have to burn, and they're going to know what hell is. Okay, you want to talk about hell? Okay, that's what that's talking about, when they're burning in that, get to a crisp on an atomic level in that thermonuclear fire, man, and feeling every little bit of it. All right. Now let's get a precept on that, and then we're going to read Isaiah 2. This is Jeremiah chapter 30 verse 7. Alas, for that day is great, so that none is like it. None is like it. That's going to be a great day of destruction, and also a great day of salvation. It is even the time of Jacob's trouble, but he shall be saved out of it. And the he is referring to is the elect. That's the only people that are going to be saved out of this coming trouble, this coming destruction. Alright, now regarding World War III, let's read the prophecy. Isaiah chapter 2 verse 4. Let's read verse 2. And it shall come to pass in the last days, we're dealing with the end days here, that the mountains of the Lord shall be established, and the top of the mountains, meaning the governing body of the Lord, which is Israel, starting with Yahushua, the tabernacles of David, the elect, shall be established in the top of the mountains, and shall be exalted above the hills, and all nations shall flow unto it, because all the nations are going to be under us. Okay, the heathen nations. They're going to be our slaves. They're going to be under us. And many people shall go and say, Come ye, and let us go up to the mountain of the Lord, to the house of the God of Jacob, and he will teach us of his ways, and he will walk on his paths. For out of Zion shall go forth the law, statutes, commandments, which were not done, they're not done away with, okay? They're going to be established in the kingdom. And the word of the Lord from Jerusalem. We're going to keep that 100% perfect, because all Israel are going to be righteous in the kingdom, okay? And he shall judge among the nations, and shall rebuke many people, and they shall beat their swords into plowshares, and their spears into pruning hooks. Nation shall not lift up sword against nation, neither shall they learn war any more. Because it's going to be done. There ain't going to be no reason for war. War is something that Esau does, take his peace from the earth, man. Okay, and there's been constant war throughout the nations. Okay, even war in Israel when we were defending our borders. Okay, with the Philistines and different things that we had establishing our borders. Now, war is going to be done away. We're going to be no need for war. What's going to be doing instead is we're going to be building up. That's why it talks about farming tools, pruning hooks and plowshares. Okay, so the war to end all wars, man. Revelation 11 and 14, and it's coming quickly. All right. Now we understand what the lake of fire is talking about because we gave an example. We broke it down. All right. So there's different examples of hell. So why did General Patton say that Germany and Austria looked like hell? Because it was brought low. Okay, it was destroyed. Okay, in fact, let's go on Germany after World War II pictures. There we go. Yeah, that place be looking like Syria. That's the realities of war, man. Okay. How far Rome has fallen. Well, you know, this place is going to be destroyed anyway. All this is going to be, everything, all this is going to be flattened, man. We're going to build the kingdom. Okay, but these lands, you know, Germany, all that, Europe, it is going to be occupied. But the land of America is never going to be inhabited, man. That's prophecy. Alright? So let's go into a couple of these words on hell, just to get a bit of understanding. Alright? This is a good one. Psalm 16 and 10. For thou wilt not leave my soul in hell, neither wilt thou suffer thine holy one to see corruption. Alright, let's go on to that word. Should be Sheol. Yeah, meaning what? Grave. Okay, when someone's on underground, right? The underworld, in a sense, is the grave, which we all go to. Okay, we die, we go into, we get buried, right? Whether it's the, you know, under the earth. Isaiah chapter 14, verse 14. Let's read from verse 12. How art thou fallen from heaven, O Lucifer, son of the morning? How art thou cut down to the ground, which didst weaken the nations? Who did that? Esau. That's who it's talking about here, man. The so-called illuminated ones. Okay. The light of the wicked shall be put out, as it is written. For thou hast said in thine heart, I will ascend into heaven. I will exalt my throne above the stars of God. I will sit also upon the mount of the congregation in the sides of the north. I will ascend above the heights of the clouds. I will be like the Most High. And that's Esau. Esau's done that. Okay, he's got his Star Wars programs. He's put up his image everywhere. Okay, Esau's the one who is proud and thinks he wants to be on that level of the Most High. What do you think the whole thing is with the MOTB? He wants complete control, man. Yet, despite all that, but yet, thou shalt be brought down to hell. to the sides of the pit. Meaning what? That he's going to be brought down very low. So right now, you can say that this is the so-called white man's heaven right now. Okay, he's in his heaven. Okay, he's in a good place. He's in a good time. He's living it up. Okay, but he's going to be brought down to hell. He's going to go into slavery. His kingdom is going to be brought down and destroyed. This place is going to be no more. He's going to be brought out of his power. Okay, so right now we're in hell. Okay, this is hell. As an Israelite, you are in hell. As a so-called Negro, Hispanic, Native American, and anyone else that descends back by that line, okay, you are in hell. Okay, and because we're under the curses. We're completely messed up as a people, and we're in a living hell, man. Okay, this is the place of our judgment. This is where it goes down, pursuant to Ecclesiastes. They that see thee shall narrowly look upon thee, and consider thee, saying, is this the man that made the earth to tremble, that did shake kingdoms? Because that's what he's done. He's dropping bombs, taking peace from the earth. Revelation 6 and Thor, that red horse, representing Esau, the elites of Esau. Okay, that made the world as a wilderness, and destroyed the cities thereof, that opened up the house of these prisoners. Okay, he's going to be brought down to hell, man. So that's also a position. Now, there's a scripture, I don't know if it's here, it's in the New Testament, it's talking about Capernaum. Here we go. Matthew 11 and 23. And thou Capernaum, now Capernaum is a village, a town, city, whatever, a city, okay, which is just on the north of the Sea of Galilee, okay, round about that area. And thou Capernaum, which art exalted unto heaven. Alright, so what does that mean? Exalted to heaven. Does that mean the landmass started to just like crack away from the earth and start going up into some next realm? No. Meaning that they were exalted, they were in their pride, they were high up, they were, doing good, all of that. Shall be brought down to hell. Okay? For if the mighty works which have been done in thee had been done in Sodom, it would have remained unto this day. We know what happened with Sodom, man. They got destroyed. Okay? Well, there's Hades. Alright? Death, destruction is what's coming, okay, onto America, onto all these different lands, man. Matthew 16 and 18. And I say also unto thee, thou art Peter, and upon this rock I will build my church, and the gates of hell shall not prevail against it. Meaning what? That nothing that Esau and these elites are going to do is going to prevail against this truth. Okay? They're going to get destroyed, man. Second Peter 2 and 4. For if God spared not the angels that sinned, but cast them down to hell, and delivered them into chains of darkness to be reserved unto judgment. Talking about what? Alright, there ain't no place where there's like a box down in some Hades underworld where there's an angel in a cage, and he's... No, this is talking about the Israelites, man. The sons of God. Okay? Going back to Adam, man. So we were brought down low. We were brought down low because of us sinning. That was a condition that we were brought down into, man. Now in the kingdom, we're going to be in our heaven. That's why it's called the kingdom of heaven. Alright? Israel is going to be a heaven, man. It's going to be beautiful if you're an Israelite. Alright? Now if you're a heathen, it's not going to be so, man. It's not going to be so. I mean, even after 1,000 years of dealing with, the slavery, the other nations, not including Esau, the other nations are going to be tributaries under us, man, after we give them an arse whipping and put them into shape. Alright? But they still ain't going to be, even though they're going to be able to enjoy a clean air and, be thankful that we're ruling, okay? Because the earth is being ruled righteously, as it is written, if the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice, okay? But they're still going to be under us, okay? So, this is different examples of hell, man. But that whole thing, You got the parable of Lazarus and Abraham. Okay. Talking about what? Jacob and Esau, man. So this is, this is a bit of understanding on the word hell and different examples. That's why it's used in different ways. I'm catching hell today. You see the way that this general used it. Okay. So, hey, just a couple examples, man, and Lord willing, it's an edifying lesson, and I've hit the point. With that, man, I'm going to say, all praise to Yahweh, Shmi Shai Bash Makar Kadash. I want to see the apostles, elders, a great Musa, and Ruel, and Shalom to the elect. Shalom.